Well, welcome to Ropes Podcast, and today we have a very special guest in the house. She was born in London from Jamaican parentage,
Yep.
and she's now fully qualified Jamaican. She played for the Reggae Girls, and she just come from the World Cup. Vyan,
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 that's me.
how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Good, very good.
Okay, so how was it, the World Cup?
Amazing experience, to be honest. Like, life affirming, like, I've been playing since I was a kid, so that's the biggest stage in my profession, So to get to not only be there, but do so well there, unbelievable feeling.
Okay, okay. You're from Deptford,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's so nice because with this podcast we highlight people from our community who are doing great in the community. But you're not only doing great in the community, you're doing great worldwide for the Jamaica diaspora. And we just want Jamaica people to know that you're our local girl, and we just want to put you out there to make sure so when they see you on the street, I just don't say this is a true, authentic Jamaican girl who represent Jamaica on every level going up. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Tell us about your journey into football.
To be honest, I can't remember ever not loving football. I used to get on my mum's nerves quite a lot, busting up my trainers all the time. So I think out of her frustration, she wanted to kind of channel my love for football. And she took me to a Saturday school in Shooters Hill, so not very far from here. And that's pretty much where it started. Starting going there like once a week. And the coach at the time, she was one of the coaches at a centre of excellence, Charlton Athletic to be more precise. And they called me in for a trial, wanted me to join the team, and I was there from the age of 6 to 14. And then left there at 14 to join Arsenal, and I was there till the age of 21. Brief spell at West Ham, brief spell at Charlton again before moving to Scotland to play for Hearts. And this is me now.
Wow. Wow. We're looking at Jamaica international people. We don't get these opportunity regular. So you see, when we get the opportunity, we have to grab them and we have to embrace them. You understand? So tell us, what are your goals for your football career?
Well, one of them was to attend the World Cup, and that's done now.
Did you go there twice?
No, so I missed out on the last World Cup by 8 days due to my paperwork not being done in time.
Blame mommy.
No, it's not, Mum. We had submitted it 6 months prior to the World Cup.
No, but I believe every Jamaican parent
I'm blaming the High Commission for that.
I believe that every Jamaican parent should register their kids, get a Jamaican passport for their kids, make it easier for them.
Honestly, we had everything. They were like super picky about it all. Had to send the documents back several times. Had people running around in Jamaica to get stuff done for me. Sent it off, and it took, best part of 6 months. Missed the World Cup by 8 days.
Okay.
The 2019 one. So yeah.
So going forward, what's your career goal?
Well, I've done the big one. For me, one of the things I wanted to do was play in Japan.
Okay.
Actually, I have a love for the culture. I went once in 2014, and it was something I really, really enjoyed. I'm one of those people, I like to be uncomfortable. I don't like to settle. So I won't stay anywhere too long and be settled in too long. I like to meet new people and experience new things, try new foods, all of that sort of stuff. So that's what's next on the cards for me.
Well,
especially after the World Cup, take some time for myself, do the things I really want, and hopefully make the next cycle.
okay. So like when you say do things what you really want, what are you doing with your free time now?
At the moment, obviously the season's due to start this coming weekend. So I'm just spending time with my family, winding down after being gone the whole summer. I love being in Deptford, so soaking that all up. Do you know what I mean? It feels good to be back. And the way I go, it probably won't be long till I'm gone again. So I just have to enjoy it.
People, I must say, I've been waiting on this interview for almost 1 year and 6 months.
Yep.
So this
Yep.
girl is tremendously busy. And I never know that women football was so busy. Trust me, And since the World Cup, it kind of opened up my eyes more, and
Yep.
the journey is not easy.
Yep.
And I campaign for women to get the same pay as men.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because it's not easy. And when you look at what Jamaica did at the World Cup, compared to what the guys them do at the World Cup, they did well. Yeah, but this was the next level. You understand? But how do you approach the game of football in general?
To be honest, as a female footballer of my age, I'm 27 now. When I first started playing football, there was no money in it. So that's one thing that I could say is different to the men's game. A lot of boys these days start because they want to make a ton of money. But in the women's game, especially for people of my age, that was never the case. So I just really love the game. It's allowed me to experience things I probably never would have. I've been to some amazing places that I had no business going, you know, but that's the joy of football. You get to travel a lot, which I really enjoy. So yeah, I just take it as it comes. I'll play as long as I can, soak up new atmospheres every now and again, and obviously push for the best internationally, try and play as many caps as I can, qualify for as many things as we can. I think that's the consensus in the group, so I won't be alone in that. And yeah, enjoy it for the short career it is.
Okay. So what is the biggest challenge so far in your career?
For me personally, probably my injuries. So I've had like a genetic knee issue that's prominent on both sides. So it was really like just dealing with that and getting people to trust that I'm doing all the right things. I'm able, yes, I have these issues, but as long as I'm managed, I'm raring to go. As you can see, I just attended a World Cup and played 4 games in a very short period of time.
Did you see no injury there?
Do you know what I mean? So I'm more than capable of...
The injury know when to ease up.
That's it. I'm more than capable of doing what I need to do. It's just getting people to believe that. And I'm at the point in my life now, in my career now, that happily that is the case. But it wasn't for a long, long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which 2 players would you say are your role model in football, male and female?
This is easy for me because they were prominent from a very young age for me. For me, for women, it was Rachel Yankee. Anyone who knows anything about women's football know what she's capable of. She played for Arsenal, and obviously being an Arsenal fan, she was my go-to. I just loved everything about her. And having grown up and met her, I can actually say she's actually a friend now. And she's actually a lovely, lovely person and a great mentor. And for the men, it was Thierry Henry. When I was younger, I was a striker. So Thierry Henry was in his bag. No thermals, just gloves. That's the Thierry Henry I remember, and he was a killer. So yeah, easy for me, Thierry Henry.
Okay, a long time ago, I see you score some goals from some different angles. I think you score, you kick a ball and jump into a pan. And I was wondering, is this set up or something? I was searching the place to say, listen, I want to see how much shot this girl take. Because it was so perfect. So you're a defender now, midfielder, defender. Okay, are you comfortable playing that role?
Honestly, I'm really comfortable. Like, I like playing midfield a bit more because I feel like I'm more involved. But I still use the same defensive characteristics. I like to protect the back four. When my centre-backs step into the game, I'm happy to fill in and close up those gaps. I like to get on the ball and play forward. So, yeah, I really, really like that. Centre-back, I enjoy it too. Do you know what I mean? I like dominating my opposition and starting attacks. So, yeah, it's positions I really enjoy.
Okay. What is your biggest weakness in the sports?
My biggest weakness. My biggest weakness, I would say, is people think I'm super laid back. Like, I don't think I am. In my head, things are going 100 miles an hour, but I can come off as quite chilled, and some people say too chilled. But for me, that's not the case.
Okay, what do your coach think?
It just depends on the coach. I've had plenty of opinions. Some coaches are fond of it, some coaches not so much.
Be more aggressive.
Yeah, not even so much aggressive, because when I see the ball and I'm going to win it, I'm coming out with it. Do you know what I mean? So not necessarily more aggressive, but they want me to look more busy. And I'm one of those people, I like rather work smarter and not harder. So
I believe in that too.
yeah. I think it's the Jamaican way. I don't have that issue when I'm at national team, any coaches saying anything like that, because we're all very similar. Do you know what I mean? But it's definitely in the UK game, that's something I've been told a lot.
Okay. Maybe because you're a yardie. So they want to break you down.
break me down, you know.
Yeah, so because they play those little
They play
tactics.
those little mind games all the
yeah,
time,
mind
but
game. What is your biggest contribution you think you can make to the team?
I think I bring calm to the team, especially in my versatility as well. So as I like previously explained, like I'm giving the centre backs license when they have the ball to step in and know that someone's going to cover them. Do you know what I mean? And in reverse, I'm giving my more attacking midfielders the opportunity to go and push forward because again, I'm going to cover them and sit in behind and do the defensive work. So yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing, as well as like when I say versatility, I can play right back, I can play left back. So yeah.
Okay, I know you're gonna say the World Cup is the biggest highlight of your career, which World Cup is the pinnacle of anyone's career, and you're going down in history right now. So people, young kids coming up, or kids or even born yet, gonna read about you, gonna read about what you've done with the Reggae Girls so far, and the world congratulate you. And how do you see Reggae Girls now on the world? How the world view Reggae Girls right now?
It's really weird you say that because we've always believed in ourselves and we've always wanted that back in. But from what we did at the World Cup, we're hoping that not only the other nations, but people in Jamaica have more respect for us. Do you know what I mean? Like we're training hard, we're going to the national stage and competing and putting Jamaica on a map. So, like you said, people are going to be reading about us and learning about us for many years to come. So, yeah, I just think a bit more respect, but I think we're there. I think everyone's starting to take us seriously now.
Do you think the turning point is this World Cup?
I think it has to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, what we did was not easy, especially with the group we had. So, if it's going to be any time, it's going to be now. Certainly the group of death.
Okay. Honestly, did you ever, as a footballer, think that you would have get out of this group with Brazil and France, the two top team in the world?
Yes.
You always believe.
I can 100% hand on heart say yes. From when we competed at the CONCACAF finals to qualify for the World Cup, we were also in the group of death. We had Mexico, who were the home team. We had the USA and we had Haiti. When you compare that to the other group, ours was the much harder group. And leading into that last game against Haiti, Haiti were the ones in control and we all banded together as a group. When I say we're a strong, close group, we all said we're going to get out of this group, we're going to qualify, and we did it. And then as soon as we found out who was in our group for the World Cup, the first camp in, we all said the same thing. We're getting out of the group. And then obviously when we went and played France and drew 0-0, we said, yeah, we're not here to play around.
So from that time, from when you play France, that was the eye opener. You think that you're unbeatable now?
Not so much for us, like I said before, but for everyone else. And even after that game, people weren't taking us serious. They thought it was, the French having a bad day.
Okay.
You know? So yeah, we knew.
So when you play Brazil, what was going through the dressing room when you know the mighty Brazil? Because they are mighty. They are different. You understand? And we have to understand that we think about, even though Jamaica start to have players from around the world, so we got that mixture of chemistry with professionalism and all these things, and people who in the system from their young kids growing up. So that balance the Jamaican Reggae Girls team. But you're talking about Brazil now. Brazil don't supposed to lose to Jamaica.
Yeah.
What was going into the camp at that moment with all of you?
It's funny you say that because most people probably expect to hear me say that we were nervous and all this. We were second in the group leading into that game. Brazil were the ones that had to come out and win. So the pressure was all on them. We just had to go out and do the exact same things we had done.
Though.
It doesn't matter. When everybody has to perform, When it comes down to it, on the pitch, it doesn't matter about your history. You have to come out and perform. You have to put in the work on the day, in the moment. And if you don't, this is what happens.
So Brazil didn't frighten you none at all?
No, because you have to remember, if you come out and you're fearing these teams before a ball's even been kicked, you've already lost.
Yeah, okay. It's happened to a lot of teams who, because of big name team, they fear them and they already lose the game. Wow. How would you How do you think you could improve your game,
My personal game or my team game?
your personal game?
I think I could be more attacking. Definitely demand the ball and get on the ball more. That's probably one thing we lacked, especially in the later stages of the tournament, was like our creativity. And I feel like that's probably felt by everyone who obviously watched the games. So for me, definitely like being more demanding and like wanting the ball and encouraging other people to, getting in amongst it and play forward.
Okay. How does it feel playing with Bunny Shaw? Because Bunny Shaw she's the poster girl for the reggae girls. How do you feel playing with Bunny Shaw?
Doesn't mean anything to me. Like I've grown up in the English system and I've played with some of the best players in the world from quite a young age. So for me, it's nothing big. We've got big players throughout the whole team. Do you know what I mean? Like the likes of Drew, the likes of Becky. Becky I've played with for years prior to even us playing together for the national team. So honestly, especially if you've grown up in the UK, that's nothing.
So congratulations to the coach. I think he's a very sturdy coach. I see him doing this cartwheel and nearly break his neck. But maybe if I was a coach and in this position, I would do the same. Maybe I would have jumped off the balcony or something like that because it was
history.
It's history. You cannot change that again. That's history. So what's the future going forward with you and the reggae boys and reggae girls?
Obviously, we have Olympic qualifiers in September against Canada. So that's spread over 2 legs. So we still, the World Cup's done, but we still have important things coming up for us. Qualifying for the Olympics is actually really hard. It's not a 32-team tournament. I think it's like 11 or 12 teams.
Okay.
So it's even more difficult. So, our focus is turned to that in September. Again, we'll try and, I think it's less of a surprise now. But go out and surprise the Canadians and get a result.
So all these games going to be played in Kingston?
So one's in Kingston, the first one's in Kingston and the second one's in Canada.
Okay, so how do you feel going back home? Because this is back home. This is like a welcome back party from the World Cup because you haven't been back to Jamaica since. So this is going to be a welcome back party from Jamaica to the stadium at the office. Yeah,
honestly, like I think it's something we're all excited for. Like a proper homecoming. We're expecting like a bit of a party and, like you say, a good welcoming. So I think we're all the respect exactly. I think we're all really looking forward to it. Okay. Really looking forward to it.
So what's the future hold for the reggae girls with this team going forward and doing so much? And I know there's a lot of more people are who born in England or born in America and Canada want to represent because of what they see happening at the World Cup. They want to represent their country now, the country of their parents. So what's the future for that?
I think this has definitely put the national team on a map. For me, I didn't know anything about the Jamaica national team until I was a pro. Do you know what I mean? Like until early 2019. There was no investigation, no player pool outside of Jamaica and the US. So I think it's really important now that the federation looks into the talent that's out there, because when you look at a lot of the other teams, the US national team, the Canadian national team, and a few others, they've got huge players who have Jamaican parents. Do you know what I mean? So maybe if they had known when they were younger, they would have chose Jamaica too. Do you know what I mean? And I know that's the case in the UK. There's literally hundreds of girls who have Jamaican parents. Some that maybe are in the English system that perhaps don't necessarily feel comfortable English. Do you know what I mean? That would love the opportunity to play for Jamaica. So I think the work is down to our federation going out there and finding the talent as well as developing the talent that's on the island itself. Okay. So,
I think so. When you retire from football, would you still work in football? Would you still be an ambassador working with Jamaica and scouting for them?
Maybe that's something that's far off. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've had our own issues with the federation, so I'm not totally sure that's something and the federation I would want as my, employers. But yeah, it's maybe something I'd be interested in, maybe potentially working with Sadella, because obviously she does a lot for football in Jamaica.
Wow.
So yeah, something to think about, but let's hope that that's a bit far off.
I see online where people are petitioning for Sadella to And this is Bob Marley's daughter, is petitioned for her to be the president of the Jamaica Football Federation, which I think would be nice because I think women make better managers. Even though I'm a man, and I got master degree in business, but I know from studying business, I know that women make better decisions.
Personally, myself, I can't see it. She already does so much from within her own foundation, so I'm not too pressed on that in itself. Like, she's doing a lot for us and giving us access to so many resources. So, yeah, I'm not really into all of that, but she does amazing for us.
I promise that I won't talk about the federation because I don't want to put you into no trouble, into no mix-up. I'm not going to put you. You know what? On this podcast, as we say, we highlight talent and people doing good in the community. The Jamaican Federation is something that by their own self, and if this World Cup don't let them see through that glass ceiling what they're looking up into and see that they must come straight and forward with everything what they're doing. So if they want to go back to their dirty ways, that's their problem. But the women are here to stay. You understand? Okay. Your place of birth is UK.
Yep.
As I say, how easy was it for you? Because you grew up into the system where you used to, at a junior level, you represent England. All right? But you jump at the opportunity when it comes to represent your mom and your father country. How easy was it to transit into the Reggae Girls?
There was nothing easier. Like, when I've been on England camps, I've never really been able to be myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, there maybe was one other person who looked like me.
Wow.
Most of the time, there wasn't even one. So, going into my first Jamaica camp, I instantly felt at home.
Wow.
Like, people don't believe, obviously, because they hear the way I talk, but I grew up in a Caribbean household. Do you know what I mean? Like, my mum talking patois at me every day. Do you know what I mean? So, it felt completely natural for me. Like, completely natural for me.
Like, can you speak in a patois to me?
Yeah, I could, but I'm not a performance.
No, I don't want you to perform. That's why
animal here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do that to please people. Like, I do it as and when. The girls in my team certainly know that. Certainly.
So have you ever used patois to them?
Yes. Yes.
Yo, pass the ball, yes or no?
Honestly, it's easy. Obviously, our coach, some of the members of staff, proper Jamaicans, still live in Jamaica. So yeah. All of us, is what we're used to at home, so it's not weird for us.
V, let's take our first break.
This is Ancho Fresh.
King Tubbies.
This is Act from Liar Squad.
DJ Capone from Liar Squad. This is DJ Mix from Liar Squad.
This is DJ Raheem from Liar Squad.
And you know, tune into Ropes' podcast. Why not advertise your business at this podcast? Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Hey people, just do the right thing. Yeah.
Welcome back. We have the Jamaica International right here with us. And she's going from places to places. And she's from Deptford, local girl. My studio is in Deptford. But I've been waiting on this interview for 1.5 years. This girl is busy. I like it. Okay. Reggae Girl lost to Colombia. How do you feel? How do you deal with the disappointment?
To be honest, like, the disappointment, although we experienced it in the moment, it was kind of tempered by how proud we were. Do you know what I mean? Because, again, as I said, it's football. So in those 90 minutes, you have to come out and perform. And they perform better than us on the day. Do you know what I mean? So I still wouldn't say they're a better team than us. I
wouldn't say that.
But, again, that doesn't really have much more standing because they went on and we didn't.
So what was the issue? Why didn't the Reggae Girl come out? Was it getting the hype was getting too much? I didn't say
Definitely
the
not.
Hype. It wasn't. I wouldn't say the hype, but Australian was backing the Reggae Girls.
Yeah.
You understand? Most countries was backing the Reggae Girls, and so was it too much pressure?
Definitely not. The pressure is gone. Do you know what I mean? The pressure was to make it out the group. That was the pressure. This wasn't any pressure. We were very calm going into this game.
Okay, all right. Draw with France and draw with Brazil, the two powerhouse. Do you was always of the opinion that you can win the World Cup?
I think any team that goes to the World Cup has to have some sort of belief that they can go all the way. Or otherwise, you might as well stay home. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to believe that you can do it. Tournament football is very cruel, it's tough. It's very demanding on the body. Like, 4 games in, you're absolutely knackered. But you just have to keep going, you know? But it always comes down to the football. Especially, like, you can ask most people, like, you can be very nervous before a game. But once the whistle goes, you forget about it all.
Okay. So what was the mood like in the dressing room after the Colombia game?
Again, it was a bit somber. We were a bit, like, upset with the way that we went out. We really lacked any attacking threat that game. We weren't very creative. Our attacks in the final third were very poor, and we knew that. We always knew that we were going to defend well. You know, that's how we got there.
Yeah.
3 clean sheets.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that was the next history. This was the next created the next history
Yeah.
because the World Cup before
Conceded like 12 goals.
Reggae girls got beaten left, right, and
Yeah.
center. There was like turn up for the experience, but for them to come back from that experience to go
3 clean
through
sheets
3
against big teams.
big teams.
You know, that gets you out the group. But to keep going forward, you have to score. Do you know what I mean? So that was the difference. When you're out of the group stage into the knockout phase, you have to score, and we didn't.
Are there any obstacles so far, and what are they in the reggae girls team?
No, I don't think so. Like, like I said, we're a very close group. We've got a prayer group. So we're very united. You've seen the pictures of us on the field. Do you know what I mean? Like, we never leave a team member behind. So most of the things that will pop up to kind of, not necessarily hurt us, but dampen us, we usually rise to as a group. And I think that was on display during this World Cup.
Okay. How do you mentally and physically prepare for a game?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I like to be really relaxed. Don't stress myself out too much. Obviously, leading into a game, you've done all the work the week leading up. So the day of, the day before, once the last training session's done, I'm just relaxing, doing the things I enjoy, watching the shows I like to watch, reading the books I like to read, chilling.
What book you read?
I read anything with like crime or like murder mystery.
Okay.
That's me.
How do you see each game you play?
What do you mean?
How do you see yourself in each game you play? How do you check yourself and see where you go wrong or to go right?
So obviously we have like a video, not streaming platform, but a platform where like all our
Analysts?
analysis will go up. So we'll get access to that in a very short period of time, from like everything from training to games will all get put on this platform. And it's up to you as a player whether you want to
Go and look at
that and break down your own game. I don't obsess over it though. I also like to watch the opposition. That helps me, you know, clear my mind and keep myself calm. It's best to be prepared. So I'd rather watch too much than not enough.
So how much time you spend watching the opposition where you're gonna play?
So obviously we have team meetings and stuff like that. And if I feel like I haven't had enough information from that meeting, I'll ask for more or more specific things. It's not about necessarily the time. It's about the quality of what I'm seeing. If I have to see one particular attribute in a game 10 times, then so be it. Some other things I'll only need to see once.
Okay. What is your family support so far? What is your family support like for you so far?
It's been the same since I was a kid. Do you know what I mean? They all love me. They all love what I do. They're all proud of me. And none of that's ever changed. No matter where I've been, how far I've been away from home, from Deptford, that's always been the case. So that's never in question.
Okay. And what is your day-to-day life like going forward? What is your day-to-day life like?
Busy, but also not busy at the same time. I wake up every day, go to training, come home, and that's pretty much it. Maybe one day out of the week I'll see my friends, go out and do something, but other than that, pretty low-key.
Okay. Do you get noticed when you walk on the street?
More so since being back from the World Cup, which has been a bit weird. Prior to the World Cup, those who know I play football know. Whereas now it's obviously caught on a bit more, and I'm getting looks and people coming up to me. and stuff like that.
So how do you feel about it?
I welcome it. It's fine. People want pictures sometime, and it's okay. But again, it's weird at the same time because I've not had to deal with that before.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fine. It's harmless. It's growing the women's game. It's making more people familiar about women's football. So yeah, it's part and parcel.
Okay. What is the best piece of advice someone ever told you about your football game?
Well, my uncle used to play, and he says he wants me to be a bit more aggressive. So I've taken that into my game over the last couple of years, and I would say that's probably it.
Okay, because your uncle is semi-pro and he play for Boys Town. Mm-hmm. Your people share football in our blood, yeah? Our uncle play for Boys Town, so
Yeah.
it's there. It's just don't come by chance. It's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Arsenal, Charlton Athletic, West Ham, London, and you play for a lot of clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So how easy was it for transit into international football?
That was easy because obviously I've been playing international football since I was 15. So that was really, really easy for me. Most of the time, obviously, growing up, it was only really traveling in and around Europe. So obviously making the switch and playing for Jamaica, we was doing a lot more traveling all over the world. But that was always something I was interested in, so that was quite easy for me to jump into.
Okay. All right. So what advice would you give to a younger player who want to make it into professional football?
If you're serious about it, then you just have to be committed and work hard. That's it. Also, don't let the opinions of a few people dim what you think about yourself. You have to believe in yourself first and foremost. And yeah, there will always be another club that wants you. So just take a chance.
Okay. All right. So what next for you? What club or country would you be playing next?
Like I said to you, I'm trying to get a move to Japan. That's the big thing for me. I want to be immersed in the culture. I want to learn the language. The Japanese are very technical, so I feel like that will add another element to my game as well. My physicality will be useful there. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Do you like the result of the World Cup? How it end?
Yes and no. I wanted more.
You wanted more.
I wanted to play against England.
You wanted.
I really, really wanted that.
You have an angle to grind.
I wanted to play against England so
Why
bad.
do you want to beat England so badly?
Because I feel like it's a federation that I've never really invested in or, like appreciated the minority ethnicities within the group. The way they've treated the ethnic minorities over the years is just subpar. So, do you know what I mean? I wanted to go out there. Nigeria did a very good job.
Wow.
Against
I
them.
think Nigeria threw away the game.
Honestly, Nigeria should have won that game. So, yeah, I just wanted them to see what they were missing and,
Revenge.
feel it. Because obviously there's a lot of us on the team.
Yeah, but
who
they know
play
what
for
they're
England.
missing. They know what they're missing, though.
So, yeah, I just think it would have been a good opportunity for us to give a good account of ourselves. So,
Well, Jamaica
Yeah.
is giving you the opportunity for you to stamp your territory. Your territory already stamped in
Yeah.
the world. As we say, you girls create history. And I just want to congratulate you and your team from the bottom of my heart and from my community. And you have to just remember that going forward as a professional footballer, you're carrying not only your family, your community, the whole diaspora, the whole Jamaican community on your shoulder. And you're doing a good job because you seem to just smile with everything and just go on. There's nothing bother you.
nothing. Why should it bother me? I get the opportunity to do the thing I love the most as a job. I get to represent the country that is mine. There's nothing to bother me about that. Do you know what I mean? It's easy. It's not a chore. So
Wow. Your mother and your father must be super proud.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, would you taking them to see one of the Jamaican game?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you going to take them in September?
Probably not September because hopefully I'll be moving and trying to get settled by then, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
It would be nice if you take them to the World Cup.
They've got their shirts and stuff, so they'll be
I thought
rocking
you
them.
would have going to bring me a shirt, a signed shirt, and
listen, the list for signed shirts is long.
But you know you're coming for interview. You know interviewer like to
long,
have a
it's
shirt
long.
hang up on the background.
It's
and
long.
Just like how we see you, we have those hats and those things that bomb hats and all these
Even my
things.
closest family still don't have shirts yet.
That's okay.
So, making my way down the list.
So how far down the list I am?
Oh boy. Oh boy. God. But yeah.
V, as you say, you got the world at your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You're 27 now.
Mm-hmm.
You still have a lot of time in football. Women football are getting more demanding.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna make more money.
Hopefully.
You got a big chunk of money to get from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because this time you're gonna get paid this time
Mm-hmm.
because the world is watching. As Miss Marley say, we don't have to say nothing. The world is watching.
Mm-hmm.
The federation's trying to improve, right? And when you touch Jamaica, you're gonna get a era welcome,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I just want to say congratulations again and thank you for what you've done in the World Cup for us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so it's a nice having you and
Thank you very much.
Enough
Thank you.
respect.
Thank you.
We're out.